Hi, welcome to my YouTube. I'm trying to get more content on here for you. I really wanted to jump on and give you a little video snippet of today's episode. I think it's going to be a big one. I've put a lot of effort into it. If you're a regular listener to the BeautyMe podcast, you'll know that the past few episodes, 2 of them have been about beauty writer Jessica DeFino. I am a major supporter of Jessica's work. I'm a big fan. I will share her work. I think she's a really refreshing voice in the beauty community. And so the past couple of episodes, one was about, her finding her way as a beauty writer that isn't all about brands and is more about, how can you allow the skin to do its job instead of throwing things at it and throwing money. She's been featured in Harper's Bazaar, Allure, like all the big magazines that you would expect quality beauty writing to be in. More recently, she was happy to announce that she had her first article in the New York Times. It's the New York Times, it's a big deal. But unfortunately, I think that's the article that's getting her the most attention, and probably for the worst reasons. As I said, Jessica has written some amazing pieces like about the skin microbiome, and she really educated me on what glitter is and how it's plastic and it's really not good for the environment. So just putting it out there, I'm a big supporter of Jessica DeFino's work. However, I feel that her article in the New York Times entitled, "Is This the End of the Manicure?" the response it's got from the nail industry in the States, but also here in the UK, it's just been huge. I just wanted to give you a full disclosure. I have reached out to Jessica. I reached out initially just to say, hey, are you okay? Because I can only imagine what it's like when, the internet's coming for you and wants to cancel you. So I care about her as a human being, and I've had her on my show. I just felt like I had to address this because it just doesn't make sense for me to promote those episodes and ignore this massive issue that's surrounding her work right now. I reached out to her because I noticed that the day the article went out, she turned the comments off on the post when she promoted it on Instagram. And for me, that was a bit of a warning sign. I think when you do that, perhaps you're aware that people aren't going to like it. Or you know what? Perhaps you don't care. Like, you don't want the comments. You just want to be like, here's my work. I totally get that. But what happened was people just went and commented on her other posts. And I kept reading about, misogyny and racism, not so subtle racism, criticizing her skill as a writer, criticizing lack of research. So having seen what's going on, I felt like I wanted to provide this episode as almost like a rebuttal to the article, not against Jessica, but just to kind of readdress things and like set things straight, because I definitely feel that despite her talent and her wit and the work she puts in, I think this article has, it's really fallen short on expressing opinions. I've been writing for about 15 years and I know, you can look at me. I clearly don't get my nails done on a regular basis. That doesn't mean that I don't understand why somebody else would love getting their nails done, why a nail tech should be considered a creative. I'm aware of that. So if it had been me writing the article for the New York Times, I probably would have said I get my nails done about twice a year and then I pick them off because I don't go back to the professional to get it removed. And I would have spoken to people that, they think that the manicure in the salon is dying down because they prefer to do it themselves, or a brand has created a no manicure look. But I would also speak to people that really find community when they go to the nail salon. And I would speak to nail techs that really are proud of the relationship that they create with their clients, but also the sheer work they put in. Like somebody will mention later on in the episode that it's backbreaking work. So I wanted to create this episode to just give you some like snippets from what people are saying in the States, audio snippets of what people have sent me in the DMs. I reached out to several people. Some people couldn't comment, but they said I was welcome to grab content from their Instagram feeds. So it's just to show some balance in this argument, because I don't think there was an argument. I think it was an opinion that's from someone that's not into getting their nails done, and they ended up reflecting that in the article. So we're going to get into the different areas that were kind of missed out. I'm going to break down the key elements of the article as best as I can. I'm going to try and address those with the various voice notes and videos that I've received. And this is just me trying to bring a new, fresh take to this. And that's something I'm really trying to do with this podcast in general. So let's just get into the article itself. It's called, Is This the End of the Manicure? So the title itself, if that wasn't clickbait, I don't know what is. I don't know if Jessica wrote the headline. From my own experience working in newspapers and magazines, I would often write my own headline that might go up, or the editor might have a completely different view, or the editor might be somebody that wants a bit of clickbait attention. So as Jessica's apparently crafting a response, which is what she told me herself a few days ago, I don't know. I don't know if she'll share that in her response, if she's going to let us know. Because obviously the title itself is so triggering for people. And clearly nail techs around the world took time out to read this article. The New York Times definitely got a lot of traffic, even though they turned the comments off. And by the way, the New York Times comments, that's when you really get to see the readership, because the racism in those comments on the New York Times is disgusting. And again, it seems to be that they're not moderated. Let's start with a quote from the article. I sat down and talked to subjects about how they felt about their nails, and there was this emotional connection that I wasn't expecting, she said. The percentage of people that really, really enjoyed going to the salon and getting a manicure wasn't that high. For many, regular mani-pedis were more about compliance to beauty, Miss Shade found. And the long pause of the pandemic gave them permission to not have to comply with the standard. So that quote was said by Suzanne Shade, who's the founder of what Jessica calls the anti-manicure. It's called the Bare Hands Dry Gloss Manicure Kit. This statement might have made sense to Suzanne, but it clearly does not cut it with people that like getting their nails done. Many, many nail techs reached out to Nails by Mimi, who opened up her Instagram to kind of curate some Instagram lives. So she would just pop on and say, who wants to come and talk to me? And that statement about permission to not have to comply with the standards, I think even the responses I've got in my voice notes, people are like, what is she talking about? Yes, you know, we live in a patriarchal society and we're trying to break that down every day, but are we still really stuck thinking I must book a manicure this week in order to fit into society and what men think of me? I think there was a real, okay, Miss Suzanne Shade, that's totally cool if that's what you think. But I've had so many people come to me saying, what, do they think we're still shackled to the sink? Like, I want to do my nails because I think they look good. Nails by Mimi held an open forum, as I said, on her Instagram. And at the end of one of the lives, she said,
I think we're going to try to figure out how to get this like collective coalition, whatever you want to call it, thing going, because it just really seems like there has to be somebody who's going to have our back, and who better to have our back than us. So we're going to have to figure out some kind of way to like put our money together and write a well-crafted, informative, truthful, factual article so that people will know what's really real. And it's going to come from nail professionals who do nails.
I think what this article has shown with the misinformation in it, it's almost allowed people to really show, certain people show their true feelings, that there's this image of getting your nails done as being tacky. I just think it's a super negative image. It's clear from the response that Mimi got that it's at times like this, maybe general media is no longer serving us. Maybe it's time to create your own platforms. Thanks for checking out this small segment of the podcast. If you want to hear the full audio version, I'll put the link below. I really wanted to share some video with you. Let me know if you prefer the whole episode to be video as well. But in the meantime, please be sure to go to @BeautyMe Podcast on Instagram and click the link in my bio for the full audio episode.